Pink ladies, T-birds, just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is JImmiPynk. And damn, we skipped ahead, huh?
I'm sorry.
So, thank you so much for joining me. I do apologize for my lateness. But some things came up. And I'm here now. So I just got done watching season 2, episode 1 premiere of The Deuce. One thing I will say that I was pretty disappointed about is I really wanted to see more of what happened the previous season, because I don't even remember what year it was, the season before this, but apparently we're in 1977 and it's the winter and everybody done caught the glow up, okay? Everybody got the motherfucking glow up. So let me go over some notes. So first of all, you know, Maggie was in the porn business. She had directed that movie because the director didn't show up, and now she is like full-fledged director, producer, star of porn movies. She's blowing up. Now she walks into this bar looking sickening in that goddamn white pantsuit, and she comes in and it's a disco. It's set in the 70s. Eventually we were going to get disco. Speaking of, one thing I want to talk about real quick is the opening credits, because the feel of them is completely different. We have some different clips being edited in. We have a totally different song coming in. It makes it very, very obvious that we have now gotten away from the prostitution, and we're now a little bit more, this season is going to be a little bit more focused on the porn business, which makes perfect sense because our leads are obviously Maggie Gyllenhaal and James Franco. Something else I want to say before we go any further, because the elephant in the room is the James Franco thing. Because he was abused, the sexual abuse, and the Me Too movement. And usually, like, I'm all here for the Me Too movement. But I gotta be honest, I don't know if this show works without James Franco. He does a hell of a job. He's charismatic. And I'm pretty sure with the climate, HBO really looked into some shit. So for now, until some other shit comes up, I'll allow it. But the funny thing about it is, with him being, like, with these sexual allegations, and then the content of the story with what the Deuce is about, I think it almost made his character more believable, as fucked up as that is. But I really do. So anyway, we got different music, different clips. We're now seeing in the clip Soul Train and CBGBs. Well, again, we have a fucking disco scene to come in, and then later on, at the old hi-hat where Abby is managing, we got Pynk going on. I hope they're not going to lean too heavy into these narratives and they don't fall in the trap of, hey, because 70s New York. Please don't fall into that trap. Please don't fall into that trap. You know, really, bitch? We got, because I forgot to close the door, my fault. We have mentions of Pam Grier and things like that. And yes, things like that are going to come up because this is based in the 70s. Just don't 70s New York so goddamn hard. Okay, so she's walking through the bar and we see it's a disco and it's a different bar. I have yet to figure out that this is Vince's new bar, because we didn't see Vince at first. I'm just like, you know, she came up in the world, so she's not drinking at the dive bar after hooking all night and no more. She didn't came up in the world. So she's at this disco, and then we see, oh, hi, Danielson. Ralph Macchio's cop character is in the bar chatting some girl up. Then we get to Lori and Cece, which Cece is looking like the captain, and Lori is looking like Tennille. I don't know if they did that on purpose, y'all. I don't know if that's what they was going for, but them motherfuckers look like the Captain and Tennille. Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong. And also with that, Lori is looking like Baby Candy. And I think thematically that is important. Because just some glimpses of what I seen, and if you're new to my channel, hi, I do take notes, but I speak in stream of consciousness, so sometimes I will take the notes and it will take me to another narrative of the show, so a lot of times my notes are not going to be in order. But welcome. Thematically, just going through what happened throughout the whole show, you can kind of see Lori is kind of getting a little shine from being in porn. She likes it better than hooking because, I mean, if you're going to be in the sex trade, which would you rather be, a porn star or a hooker? One is much safer. But Cece is still pulling the strings, and Cece is still playing pimp gags in a game where you now have to play manager, not pimp. And, you know, Lori is now seeing being the bottom bitch ain't all it's cracked up to be, because you really have a chance to be something different, to be something special, and Candy is the person that's showing you that. So I feel like the haircut and her starting to look more like Candy is her really trying to show more that she is following in Candy's footsteps. And also for aesthetic reasons, everybody's hairstyle is different because we're in a different time. So, you know, we have Frankie, the James Franco twin, with James Franco hair, and we have Vince with long 70s porn hair. Get that man a better wig. Y'all got enough budget. Everybody's got porn stashes. You know, we see Paul. Remember Gay Paul? Gay Paul now has his gay bar that Vince helped him get. And if I'm not mistaken, was that the original, like Mr. Chan's, or the restaurant that he worked for, the Korean man in the restaurant, in the bar? I think that's Paul's now. They still have the hi-hat, which Abby is managing. And then the 360 seems to be more of like the bigger, better disco bar for the, you know, a little bit higher class of the nightlife. I don't think that it's a coincidence that it's named after a number. The 360, Studio 54, I think that's the vibe that they're trying to give us. But it looks like I said, a lot of our main characters are on the come up. Obviously, Candy is doing more, Eileen. Obviously, Vince is, you know, got hands in 3 different bars. The peep shows that Black Frankie designed are doing very well. Not Black Frankie. What was the big black dude's name? That was Big Mike. Was his name Big Mike? Because Black Frankie is a different character that we haven't seen. Black Frankie was his friend from the army. But, you know, big dude, I think his name was Big Mike. I'm not sure. Also, it's the gift and the curse. I love that we're emerged into the world of the show so much that they didn't feel like they had to do that. See, there's a way to do it. Soap operas are really, really good about forcing, because the next time you do something to my brother's cousin's best friend's girlfriend's gay lover, you know, they didn't do that. They expected us to know the character names. A lot of times the character's name were not introduced. I forgot Vincent's name until about 40 minutes into the show. So there's a gift and the curse of that. You may have new viewers that haven't watched season 1. Y'all did not put out a recap really of what season 1 was, so there's a lot of character names I don't remember. Perfect example is the brother-in-law. I don't remember the brother-in-law's name. One thing I do have a problem with is you brought your brother-in-law into business so he could take care of your sister. Fan-fucking-tastic. But you just cool with your brother just fucking the hookers. Your brother-in-law, like, that's just cool for your brother-in-law to be fucking hookers. Married to your sister. I mean, I guess. I didn't know who Irene was at first. Come to find out, she's just a new character that's been being introduced. She is a lesbian who runs the Peep Show. We got another pimp that was introduced at the shoe shine. CC and a new Hispanic pimp named Jolito. We get a scene with Candy and the director. Again, Candy is editing and everything now, and she's trying to show what it feels like for a woman to have an orgasm, and it looks a little bit like the Tree of Life. Director dude, again, didn't get a name. For a hot second we did, but I wasn't going back to get it. And I was looking at him because I know this actor. And I'm like, dude, you lost too much weight. Why are you so skinny? Well, towards the end, you know, we find out it is a noticeable weight loss and that everybody is supposed to know. Now, because this is 1977, because we are talking about the sex trade, because we have never heard about him with a woman. And we know being out and proud wasn't exactly the thing back then, especially working in porn, and you're not working in gay porn. Do my man got the HIV? Do my man got the HIV? Or is that something that you had to write in because maybe that actor was sick or something and really lost that much weight and you had to bring attention to it because he was obviously thinner? We'll see. We didn't get much about it, but this is the Deuce. I'm sure it wasn't just in there for fun. I'm sure we're going to find out where that's coming from. But they talk about it. And we're like, you know, Candy is... Now I feel like I'm on my Alexander Rogers shit looking back because I hear fucking fire trucks. Anyway, we get her explaining this, and basically we now get the conversation of the male gaze. Your editing is on point, your timing is perfect. However, when guys are jerking off to this, they don't care what the woman is thinking. Focus more on the skin. However, you're on the right track. This becomes important in the very last scene. So we get to Larry Brown and Darlene. Not for long. Y'all better give me some more goddamn Darlene than this. But Larry Brown is like, cause Darlene is doing movies too, and Darlene, of course, is sitting there with that book. She is into books now. We also come to find out later she also went and got her GED. But of course, Larry Brown is discouraging her from that. Books are stupid. But then he gives her a cut. Again, I think Darlene might be the bottom bitch. But here's the thing. Darlene got a little bit more brains about her. And Larry Brown see that, and Larry Brown don't like that. And if I could guess and make a prediction real quick, if I had to guess, how much y'all want to bet Larry Brown can't read? Why do you have to read the pimp? How much y'all want to bet Larry Brown can't read? Either he can't read or he's dyslexic or something, so he can read a little bit, but then he gets all confused and he just said fuck it and don't read past like a 2nd grade level. Mark my words. Because you too down on her for reading books. She making you the most money in the house. She ain't bothering nobody. It's like, which is why they call prostitution white slavery. It's like slavery. But what you worried about? If black people is the inferior race, so what if they can read? Why you scared for them to learn? And that's the same thing with pimping. You scared she gonna become smarter than you. She already is. You scared she gonna be smarter than her. You scared that she's gonna get self-esteem about herself and not work for you. You scared. It's the same principle. But he does give her a cut. Like I said, Larry Brown always want to seem like he's so hard, but he got a soft spot for Darlene, and I'm sure I said that last season. And then this new thirsty ass blonde. Come on, daddy, let's fuck. No, get the bitch. Because you want to be the bottom bitch so bad you can't be. It's Darlene is. You can't be. The scene where Candy is in there editing with the cigarette, I was like, bitch. Because when I be editing these videos and doing all this shit and fucking doing the screenshots of shit, that be me. Where my ashtray at? Oh, I just emptied it, so it ain't that bad right now. But bitch, I just dumped this bitch and it was full because I feel that, and you'll actually see that. That's why that's a cliche in a lot of movies and stuff. When people are editing and doing stuff, they just smoking cigarettes because you're just trying to get through it. You want to get as much done as you can, especially if you're passionate about it, before you stop and eat, before you stop and get a drink. You just want to sit there, kind of try to stay in the zone, kind of try to stay relaxed, don't get too pissed off. I mean, there have been times that I have rewarded myself with pissing. Yes, rewarding myself with pissing. If I can get to this point in the video, if I can get to this point and just finish up this image, or if I can finish this part of the thumbnail, then I can go to the bathroom, unless I can't hold it no more, because sometimes it does take longer. But a lot of times I use that as a reward. You sit here and you smoke cigarettes. It's the reason why that's a fucking cliche. I forgot about Druggy Rodney's girl. Rodney is Method Man. Hey, Math. Wu-Tang is for the children and Wu-Tang is forever. But, you know, he got a new hoe, a black one. And then this one that was on drugs from last year that now works in the peep shows. And he like, listen, we need more money. Y'all need to hit the streets. She don't want to hit the streets. It ain't safe. And he basically telling her, bitch, it's your presentation. Maybe you need to motherfucking kick the drugs. Even though I'm sure that's how she got addicted, is he put him on them. Because let's just keep it 100. He didn't seem the most sober in that scene. Now that could just be Method Man just got a little bit too high on set. But I don't think so. I think because everything in the Deuce is so thematic and done so purposely, I think that was the point. Basically, the pot calling the kettle black. You high as hell yourself telling me I need to clean up. Facts are facts, America. Leon, the cook who killed Black Thought, I can't remember Black Thought's character that shot him, didn't get that much time. He's in the halfway house. He do good in the halfway house. He come home. I mean, black on black crime and you killed the pimp. Guess you don't get that much time for that. The black cop also gets his glow up because clearly he's a detective now. He's not in uniform. He's got on his suit and everything. He's talking about his girlfriend and this is special. It is not the reporter lady. They come down from the mayor's office because it was a tourist that got killed and the family is fine. They just came to see Beatlemania again. Another fucking... because 70s New York. But, you know, detective, somebody from Mayor Koch's office come down. I don't know if y'all remember Ed Koch. Ed Koch was the mayor of New York so goddamn long. I remember when Ed Koch was mayor. This must be when he was first elected, though, because I wasn't born in 1977. But I do remember Ed Koch being mayor. He was the mayor for a long time. And, we're here because we're working on cleaning up, and the cop is like, yeah, and the mayor before you, and the mayor before you, and the mayor before that. Oh, we need to talk this and this and this. He like, I don't got no interest. I deal with every case the same. I'm not in it for public relations. I'm in here to solve motherfucking crime. And then he goes to Danielson. Hi, Ralph Macchio. You the head of Vice. This is what I think it is. This and this and this and this. They all making fun of Koch and all this. Now, I know Danielson is over there with the Cobra Kai, but if you got Danielson on this show, I'm going to need to see him a little bit more, too. So, we got introduction of a new character that I'm sure is coming in, which is Abby's stripper friend who tried to do a union strike for strippers. Offers her a job. So, I'm sure that's a character that we are going to be seeing again soon, because we didn't get a whole lot with that storyline. But again, the Deuce don't do a whole lot of stuff on accident. We do have to replace a lot of characters. Ruby died last season. Black Thought's, that pimp died last season. You know, HBO, and maybe because of the success of Game of Thrones, they sure as hell don't mind knocking off motherfucking characters just when you getting to know them, or just when you getting to like them. You know, the other girl did leave and got away from New York and got away from CC, the ex-bottom bitch. So, clearly, you know, we're going to have to replace some of these characters, and I'm sure she's going to play a role in something. Again, I was talking about thematically how I feel like Lori is not filling Cece's role. Like, she could be a star, and she's like, hey, this guy's trying to offer her $200 for one night because he's seeing her in a porn movie, and Cece is like, no, I want $500. She's a star. She does film now. Like, he's more starstruck about it than she is, and she's like, dude, I'm a fucking whore. And you made that real fucking clear. $200 used to be a night for us. You're more than that, Lori. You're more than that now. Again, I made this prediction last season. I will make it again today. Cece is going to end up doing porn. Because them casting directors and stuff is going to get tired of him being on the set and fucking shit up and doing that. And somebody is going to come to him and be like, if you want to be in the set, you're going to have to be on the show. But it's something about Lori he got to watch. So he going to be with it. I predicted that last year. I said that about the AIDS. Okay, so Paul in his gay bar. But he doesn't want none of that mafia help. He like, yeah, Vincent gave me this spot. Vincent is, you know, helping us out. But no, we don't want to go to them mob ties. We cool. I don't want that. And I feel him on that. Candy is still acting in the movies. And she's just like, who thought this would be the most boring part? Candy is trying to be a boss. Candy is giving me white 70s sex worker Desna vibes from Claws. Like, Candy's a boss. And clearly by the end of this series, she's going to be the boss. Like, she's a boss. And she's not going to be acting and shit no more because I don't really think she wants to do that. Again, I said that the tension between Frankie and Cece, not Frankie and Cece, Lori and Cece, but I want to talk about Frankie. Frankie has just stole $10,000 something from the take. You lucky the mafia guys feel like the take has only been light because there's some other gross peep show where there's no plexiglass and they can actually pay extra money to touch the girls. Ew, gross. Even for the sex trade, like, that's just gross. Get a fucking hooker, go to the porn theater, or do the fucking peep show. Don't go to a peep show for $1 and then pay $1 to grab a titty. That's just doing the most. But he goes and steals the money, and come to find out, he decides to marry a stripper and porn star that he fell in love with a few days ago. And bought her a ring with the money. And Vincent is like, well, that's just my gift to you. Beat your brother ass. Beat your brother ass. You ain't never going to be able to get ahead because of your brother. Because he ain't shit. He going to work with a pail and shit. Yeah, right. That girl ain't going to stay neither. Or he going to get in so goddamn deep, another prediction. He going to get in so fucking deep that either he's going to have to start pimping his fucking wife, or she gonna end up getting hurt because he owes some fucking money. They not gonna hurt Vincent. Vincent is down with the mafia now. They not gonna hurt Vincent. They gonna hurt that wife. Rape her, make her go on the track, something. But that ain't gonna work out right. And then finally at the end, we get Candy mastering her craft of editing and giving the feeling of the woman's orgasm, but still showing the skin for the porn. She's nailed it. She got it intercut with Vincent and Abby having sex and her having an orgasm and just showing the fact that she actually captured it, which was very nicely done thematically. So that's it. I want to know how y'all felt about the Deuce. I didn't even do it. Wait, Zach Moore's time out. Just because I didn't do one. I mean, literally just because I didn't do one. I didn't have a question. But I felt like I needed to do a Zach Moore's time out. So time back in. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons. Love y'all to death. Check y'all shit. Some of y'all payments is not going through. Which is fine. if you wasn't supposed to go through, but Patreon is having a problem. So please check, verify that. Check with your bank. They changed the name of what's coming out your payment. It might be declared as fraud. Please check that for me. If you can, become one of my patrons and help me out as low as $1 a month. That's up there, as well as the link below. Also, if you don't have to do it every month, you know, tip a bitch. PayPal.me is up there as well as down below. And while you're down there, if you're not a pink lady or a T-bird, that just means you're not a member of the House of Grease. You can do that very easily by clicking subscribe. Now, you can wait for Sailor Jimmy at the end of the video, but you can also go down below with all the other links as well as merchandise that you can purchase to help support my channel. But at the very least, please subscribe and hit the notification bell while you're down there. I thank all of you for watching. Can I get some thumbs up and likes for my 70s look? Like, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling like I'm on my way to a motherfucking Jill Scott concert. I thought I was wearing a goddamn costume, but I'm feeling this look, and I think this will be worn in real life. So thank you so much for watching. Keep it greasy. And before you keep it greasy, Envy will be here next week because, you know, twins. She wants to review a couple. So she'll be here next week. So, for Envy and keep it greasy. Deuces.
Hey yo, I dog these niggas like girl's best friend, right? Ren 1010, right? Haunted by my past, same shit, different mask like Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? But I spotted you out like Spud McKenzie. Figured out the game like the Bloodhound game. I thought you was my friend, you broke my heart again. Well, the game done switched. If you a dog, I'm a bitch. What?